How's it going, guys? Siphon here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. We're gonna start this off right, y'all. Shit, last time we played this, and I know I haven't played in a while, but I remember that the bull crap has extended a lot. Monica. Okay, I've avoided every Doki Doki gameplay there is because I wanted to be the one to know what happened. It's a little late and a little slow, but I don't care. I just want to see what happens myself. So I'm gonna go in here without the utmost salt towards Monica and seeing how we can slowly see what's gonna happen and what's gonna unfold in this story. So without further ado, let's jump into the yeah. Whew, all right, bear with me, y'all. This has hit me with all kinds of PTSD right now. I'm having Monica PTSD. Okay. We do know each other. It's been a while since I did this whole voiceover thing, so give me a second. If I sound a little weird than what I did before, y'all understand. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year.
Wow.
Nope, don't go in here with salt side. Just. Monica is probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? How about that? I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. That just threw me off a little bit in my ear. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. No, it's not dull. Just a lot of crap happens in it. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I could see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait. Really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member is a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Sai. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but... In that case, is there any chance you would do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but... If you could at least very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. The guy behind the character Sai, has every reason to refuse! But okay, we won't get into that. We'll just... It's okay. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? It's easy, my boy. It's called blacklist off of your video games, block off of Twitter and Facebook and other things like that. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. Girl 1. Ooh. What was that? A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Sai. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki? The girl with the sour attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki is one I don't recognize. I recognize her all too well. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual, and this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran to sign a class with me, decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was gonna, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Sai? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? I can't, y'all. The way she felt in that last episode, when she was just like, don't... There was a couple of ticks in there, and I don't know, man. As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Like that's Drake's song, brand new, no new friends kind of thing. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, the literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places the teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess? Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I can at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Sai, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories within deep psychological elements usually immerses me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at this minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really? If a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give that back! Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Huh? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for us all to participate in together. I didn't decide to take on the responsibility of vice president, after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Sai?
Hold on. There's still one problem.
Huh? What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. That is really the same thing it was before, and I'm still being affected even by Monica. Alright, y'all, we're back at this part now. I'm gonna have to stop you and your beautiful voice there for a sec, Sai. It seems as though when I recorded the gameplay, it kind of messed up. I don't know how. I guess when I tabbed out to go check some of the files in the game, it kind of froze my screen here at editing, and it sucks. I don't know if it just happened because of my Bandicam acting up or whatever, but it's not a good sign. So instead, all I did was pretty much keep my face in and my voice in. I apologize again, y'all, for the inconvenience. Your boy fucking up. I apologize. But at least you can see my beautiful face and me reacting to some of the stuff. But I figured that I'd keep it in anyway because it's probably important information, and I don't know if all that happens in the next couple of minutes of the episode will vary on the carrying on to the next episode. So I didn't just cut everything out. Logically, I would, but, it wouldn't make any sense in case they said something important that is probably of difference to the previous episodes. I kept it in. And I apologize again, y'all, that y'all just going to see my face react to stuff that you can't even freaking see, but well, you can take it back, Sai. Hi again, Sai. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. Even if we cannot run away from her, this might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your What was up with your face right there, baby girl? I don't know what was going on. I saw this. I was looking at the words, but something caught my peripherals right here. The music is remixed. Thanks for keeping your promise, I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. I just want to take a quick breather and say that this game, there's something about it. It's very distinctive, and for it to be free, it's really well done. Like, I don't think I've ever said it was really well done so far, but it's really, really, really well done. It gives you that feeling of anxiety and someone on you. And we wouldn't think a text-based game could do that, but it can. And it's the most horrifying thing I have ever imagined. But okay, let's go. My game is glitching up or something. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged in here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, I certainly have a big mouth with someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room. She's like, they're all glitching on top of my words. I can't read. Monica, your tush is in the way. As much as I'd love to see that, that hip though. She's kind of in the way. Okay, Natsuki finds herself struck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Hold on. My screen is kind of swiftly defeated. Natsuki plopped back to her seat. I'm sorry, Sai. Well, we'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So if it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Well, wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read it often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it, if you wanted. This is How is this girl accidentally being so cute? This sounds all familiar. She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Yeah. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. Ugh! I hear Natsuki's utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Fucking Monica, what is that? She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. Did y'all see that awful text? Hold on. That says freaking Monica, not... Okay. Alright, no, game's glitching up. That's cool. I mean, it is what it is. The quicker it glitches up and not work, maybe I don't have to play it. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know, anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to be? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is! Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic, or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can go do it through the class on the door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Sai. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature. Don't judge a book. Okay. In fact, hold on. What does she really say? Maybe the history will tell me. Consider this lesson straight from the. Don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, you see, what was that image? Okay, this game is glitching. All right, is this supposed to happen? I would hope so. In fact, Natsuki pulls up the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm gonna show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated, feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe. Don't just stand there. Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat behind the wall beneath the windowsills. She passes on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why's that? I guess it's easier to be closer like this. Don't say that! You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's particularly a bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I finish the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can't talk at the same time. It looks like this is about a bunch of friends in high school. Typically slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these, since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Oh, she's so cute. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated towards the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, if I feel like I can't keep it in my own room, my dad would beat the shit out of me if he found it. My girl. Is this supposed to happen? This is some really fucked up stuff. Pardon my French. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica's kind of a jerk about it. I can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So... Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped the page. More reading. Lots of dots. Dots. Time passes. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. It looks like she started to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki? Yeah? Suddenly, Natsuki collapses straight into me. Hey! What the hell's going on now? Listen, this shit gave me chills. Like, I feel chill, like tingling down my spine. I'm not eating ice cream. Oh, jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? Here. Monica reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it in Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. I told you not to give... She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it into her mouth. Don't worry, Sai. She's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway... Why don't we all share poems now? Y'all, I think I'm gonna end it right there. That was some interesting stuff. Y'all, what do y'all think? Do you think that Monica is a secret mastermind? I'm pretty sure probably some of y'all have already seen the gameplays, but I know some of you probably did. Just don't, I want to know. Like, I want to know personally, like, what do you guys think of the situation? Like, what do you think of the gameplay so far? What do you think of the story? Do you think Monica's evil or not? Whatever. I don't know, but Monica seems to be that person to know something sneaky in the right time. But we won't get into that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you didn't see my video the other day, I posted a 2018 video explaining a lot about why I was gone, what I was doing, etc., etc. Talking about what I have plans for, and I hope you guys check that video out because it's really important to me that you guys look at it and understand what happened. And I want everyone to know, like everyone who's probably missed it. Check that video out. I'll leave the link in the description, or it'll show up on top of the eye in the video. I've always keep eyes for the previous videos and stuff. Don't forget to follow me on social media, share with your friends, and I'll see all of you guys in the next gameplay. Soy Finn logging out.